Hey everyone, it's your favorite host Marcus and
Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle.
we are here to pay homage to this incredible man, this incredible speaker, author, philanthropist, and giver. This man has been changing the world since Def Comedy Jam, and he still continues to change the world in the most positive, most incredible way. We have, help us, welcome to the stage, the most incredible man. We have him here on the show, and we are so happy to have him. Please help us welcome, with astounding round of applause, Mr. Michael Colyar, coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast show stage.
Hey, thank you for the applause. You got a big crowd over there.
How
y'all doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, baby. If my life was any better, I think it was a setup.
I know that's right. Period.
Mm-hmm. Y'all know I'm in love. That's all I talk about everywhere I go. I was in love, y'all. I've been married now 382 days. And every single day of my life has gotten better since I met this woman over 2 years ago. I think my mama and her mama got together with God and sent her to me. She's the absolute perfect woman, man. For me. Because nobody's perfect, but she's perfect for me.
How did you know when you found her? What stuck out to you immediately about her?
Well, when I met her, she was hoeing on Sunset. And I said, this looks like my kind of person. No.
Oh my God.
She had so many beautiful, amazing traits about herself. When I met her, I was doing my one-man play down in the National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where she owns the #1 soul food restaurant. And her friend told her to come over and speak to me. She was like, yeah, that's Michael Colyar. Let's go say hi. And she's like, well, I ain't no groupie. And her friend was like, well, you don't have to be a groupie to say hi, And she came up, said hi, and told me that she has a soul food restaurant. She didn't tell me that she had the #1 soul food restaurant in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, called Simply Sonia's, incidentally named after my baby. She just told me it was a soul food restaurant. That was enough to get me because, I'm in a new city every weekend performing. And the first thing I always ask for is a soul food. Because soul food is first going to be in my neighborhood, somewhere around Martin Luther King Drive.
That's real.
And it's going to be real black people. And I can find out what else is going on in the community. Get me some short ribs or oxtails, which are just short ribs. And she came over and told me about her restaurant. I went to her restaurant to eat, and I never left her since. I've been with her ever since. I knew that I was in love with her by the third week I was with her because I called everybody who thought they was fooling with me and said, don't call me no more. Don't call this phone. This phone don't even work. I don't even know how I called you on this phone. Don't call me no more.
You shut it down.
Off, and she's just the one. She's my goddess, my queen. She changed my DNA totally, my mental, spiritual, physical DNA. I'm not even the same person. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I've achieved a level of joy that I didn't even know was attainable. I like to put it like this. I didn't know a nigga could be this happy. So anyway, what's the next question?
That's
y'all
real.
Here with me? I only see me.
We're here.
Okay.
That's huge. What is so staying in the same heartbeat and the same breath of relationships? What is something, because you have years of experience, what is the problem that we're not making that same connection as Black people? We're not finding love. What do you see, and can you give any advice on what we can do to find that same happiness, because we're not doing well?
I think first of all, we have to be open to it. You like a lot of people can't receive their gift because they're not open to the gift. They're not prepared to have the gift. They don't even see that the gift is possible, that the gift is even there. So to have anything, you first have to be open to it. You have to, if you want to have a relationship, you have to be open to wanting to have a relationship, knowing that a good relationship exists. If you walk around with the idea that, everybody messed up, people ain't going to never be right, folks going to cheat on you no matter what, you got all that kind of ignorance, that stinking thinking, it's hard for you to open your heart and your mind to let somebody else in. But the thing to remember is whatever you're seeking is seeking you. Whatever you're looking for, it's looking for you. So get out of your way is what I would tell people to do. Too many people stand in their own way. They are the thing that blocks them from their own success. And you have to get out of your way to let what is yours by divine right get to you. So how do you get out of your way? First of all, you have to think about what it is you want in life, and you have to set your intentions. You know, which is really weird in this case because I wasn't looking for any more relationships. I was done. I had been through in three very long-term relationships. I hadn't been single since 1978, and the last relationship was brutal. I mean, she turned vegan. Who are y'all vegans?
No.
Oh,
Thank you, Jesus.
I just don't eat pork.
Now, are you still eat pork? Oh
No,
my
I said
God.
I don't. I
Don't
just don't eat. I don't.
Though, but you
I don't eat pork.
Good. So you're living healthy. But you know, this woman I was with, she's a brutal vegan. Like if I was eating chicken, she'd say, "Oh, I see we're having carcass tonight," and I say, "Yeah, and I'm putting some barbecue sauce on that carcass, some spicy fries to go with it." And it was so rough that last relationship that when I got out of it, I quit relationships. I said, I'm not getting in no more. I'm gonna be doing the stanky leg, but I ain't gonna be getting no more relationships unless the perfect person walks up to me, and that's what happened. Sonia walked up to me, and she's absolutely perfect. For me, she's everything. She's everything.
Speaking of perfect, we have again to pay homage to this incredible man. Round of applause, y'all, for Michael Colyar and Love.
And Love.
I love
Come on,
Love.
somebody.
We have a clip of their wedding day. You guys watch this.
What? Let me see.
Everybody want to come up here and be sentimental.
This is the best boss that I've ever had.
So I have sister cousins, brother cousins.
Hands got fight.
How you guys doing out there? Good. I'm Rock. I'm out of Chicago.
All right.
Come and support.
Amen.
But me.
We chose a bunch of wonderful people who came together to share love this day. And I tell my queen, who I vow to be the greatest man you ever had, the greatest man you could imagine having. If you need something I'm not doing it, you just tell me. We'll figure out how to figure it out. I love you, baby. That was so good. That was so good. You know, 2/3 of those people flew to Los Angeles from Winston-Salem just to be in the wedding, just to be at the wedding. It blew my mind when she told people to stand up. How many of you flew in? Man, it's overwhelming. They have to fly in on their own dime. They got their own hotel rooms, and they were there totally supportive for 3 days with us, man. And it was just the wedding of a lifetime. I wish you had seen the interior of the church. The church is just beautiful. It looked like a Gothic church from the 1700s, but they built it in 1959. But I'm just saying, it looked like it had the stained glass, made the ministers and stuff in the stained glass look black because of the way the stained glass was, right? They had the real pipe organs with the pipe.
I was just about to ask.
The wall. They even gave us an old man. This white man had to be 90 years old, who was playing the old keyboard. And when I tell you it was heaven on earth, it was the most perfect wedding anywhere. But it's going to be more than that, the most perfect marriage. You know, wedding is one thing, but the marriage is these things.
Yes.
You know, how do you govern your marriage? How do you love in your marriage? How do you heal and lift each other in your marriage? That's important stuff. You know, so the wedding is just the very beginning. You know, we just scratching the surface. The living is what it's really about. How do you live your life? Are you living it with joy and power, and are you keeping God first? At least that's for me. I don't know about all other humans, and I'm not responsible for them. You know, I'm responsible for me. So at the end of the day, or at the end of this thing they call life, if I have to face anyone, I'll either be facing myself, I'll be facing Father God by myself. Y'all ain't gonna be with me. My mom and them ain't gonna be there. My wife ain't gonna be there. It's gonna be me and that entity. So me and that entity have to get good with each other before I leave this planet. So I don't have no trouble when I get there. The entity that I own is Father God. Jesus Christ. I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. It's funny. I just accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior March 18th of this year. But I have been a man of God forever. You know, I always knew that there was something greater than everything else that created everything out of nothingness and did it in the name of love. I've always known that that's the ticket. But for years, I've been a cherry picker because I read everything. I read the Yishin, the Talmud, the Holy Quran, and I cherry pick. I pick out the things out of each one of them books that helps me navigate this thing called life. But I know whenever I've been in trouble, I've never called any other entity. I've only called Jesus Christ. And every single solitary time he showed up. So I wasn't surprised, but I was really amazed that God said yes to me, you know? And when I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, it wasn't just in my head, it was in my body. I literally felt it, you know, to the point that I called my wife, who was at our home in Winston. I was at our home here in Palmdale, California. And I called her at 4:30 in the morning to tell her, and she was like, baby, calm down, are you okay? And I said, no, I ain't okay. I'm excited. I've accepted Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And it's not just a mental thing. I physically feel lifted, you know. And then I went on my morning show. Incidentally, folks, I have a morning show 5 days a week on YouTube called the Michael Colyar Morning Show. Now, I've only done 987, so I understand if you haven't had an opportunity to catch one. However, I went on my morning show, and I told the people, you know, that I took Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So I was gonna call Ice Cube and ask for some money. And I don't even know Ice Cube like that. I don't know him like that, but I looked up and got my hands on his number a couple of years ago. And I've called over those couple of years several times. Never got an answer, never got a response, never got a text. And so what would make me think at 8 o'clock in the morning that a rapper is gonna get up and answer the phone? It's because I just taken Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I didn't give it a second thought. And when I called, what really freaked me out is he answered. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. All right, so that threw me. So now I'm scrambling, you know, but I know how to scramble. Oh, I scramble so good, they named the egg after me. So I had to scramble and tell him what the story was. And when I told him what I'm doing, he said, well, I can't produce your show, but I'll give you some money. And he gave me a nice large amount. It was the biggest amount anybody had given me so far. And then a few days later, Bob Johnson, who created BET, called me and he said, so how much do I get back on my investment and when is the return? And I said, no, Mr. Johnson, you got this all wrong. If the money come my way, you should send it with a suitcase and a toothbrush because it ain't never coming home. Ain't no return. This is it. He said, wait a minute, brother. Are you telling me that you're going around calling people and just asking them to give you money so you can do a little corny special? And I said, yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. And then he gave me a big old lump of money. Same amount that Ice Cube gave me. Anyway, I started out needing $97,000. By the time people gave me money, Indiegogo, Tashina Arnold gave me money, Ali Sadiq gave me money. By the time everyone put in, I had $101,000. We shot my special 8 weeks ago, brother, and we editing it right now. We did a 2-day shoot with 7 cameras and a crane on Venice Beach, and they wouldn't give me a permit for a drone. We went and found a brother who lived 5 miles away, and he operated a drone from his house. Oh yes, we had a drone. It was off the chain. It was off the chain. Wait till y'all see it. Y'all ain't never seen a video shot like this. Wait till y'all see it. It's very special, and it gives me an opportunity to give back to homeless people, which is always my drive anyway, you know?
And I want to stay because something I think you've been doing comedy for a really long time. And I think people don't recognize that there's a heart behind you. Like one of the most powerful things you have done is you actually donated. You gave what motivated you to donate half of your Star Search winnings to homeless charities? That's unheard of, right?
I'm gonna say before I knew any better, I didn't know at the time. But at the time, I didn't know. But I know now that it was just God. It was just God telling me that I have to give back. You know, you can't go through the world and gain and don't give back. Like a lot of people leave their communities, right? And they go off and become stars and they never come back to that community. Or maybe once they'll drop in and do something. But no, if you don't take community with you, if you don't keep going back to community, if you don't keep sharing with community, the community dries up and dies. So yeah, you've succeeded, but how much have you succeeded if your family and friends, if your brothers and sisters are on hard times? How much have you really, succeeded? So am I my brother's keeper? You're damn right. And I'm my sisters too. So when that question came up, I didn't even think about it twice. I hadn't planned an answer. In fact, the guy next to me, who I whooped, Anthony, I whooped your behind. His name is Anthony Griffin in Chicago. I hope you see this video. I cleaned up the floor with you. I killed you. I murdered you. So, and I'm only saying that because he's been telling folks, and they've been saying in the story, that I only won because I said I'm going to give half to the homeless. If I had known that, I probably would have did it, but I didn't think no stuff like that. When they asked us, they asked Anthony, what are you going to do if you win $100,000? He said, I'm going to buy my mama a house. Everybody went, oh, ooh. Then they asked me, what you going to do if you get the money? I said, I'm giving half to the homeless. People were like, oh, right on, all right. But that had nothing to do with the fact that I kicked his behind comedically. So now Lena Waithe, who's the big producer, is shooting his life story, telling the story about how I beat him, and they showed me. And what's the only reason I knew about it, because people was calling me saying, Michael, I'm auditioning to play you. What? You better be cute and fly. Anyway, so they're hiring people to play me, hiring people to play him, and they're doing the story. And I wrote and texted Lena Waithe, they won't even talk to me. Yeah, I'm in the center of the story. They don't even want to hear my side. They don't care nothing about it, But the reason I said it is God was in the room, brother. That's it. It ain't had nothing to do with me. It came out my mouth because I'd always been giving to homeless people anyway. I was on Venice Beach doing comedy for 4 years before I got to Star Search. And I would go on Venice Beach and I would go buy 10 meals every morning anyway. And they only cost 99 cents. And you ain't getting no meat. But you got potatoes, you got scrambled eggs, you got toast and jelly. Shoot, if you're sleeping under a park bench and you got all that, you got a meal.
That's plenty.
So I would take 10 of them, cost me $10, and I walk down the beach each morning. And I would hand those. I was already on a mission to try to help homeless people, especially if you live in LA, where they everywhere. I mean, we got like maybe 500,000 homeless people in the city of Los Angeles. If you go, especially if you go downtown around 4th Street, I defy you to go to 4th Street and walk 3 blocks and not cry. I guarantee you will be in tears before you get to the end of that 3rd row when you look at people living underneath garbage cans, behind dumpsters, in boxes, and this is their daily life. Every single solitary day, they have to be out there hustling on the grind, trying to make it from day to day, and then live in their little cardboard boxes. Shit, heaven forbid if it rains, or worse, snows. We actually had a little snow last year in Los Angeles, which is supposed to be one of the hottest places around. So I always sort of had a feel and a hunger to help homeless people.
Were you ever homeless?
No, I never was. And that's so funny because people say, man, I love your story, man. You used to be homeless and you gave back. I've never been homeless. I never will be unless somebody hit me in the head. As long as my senses are correct, I can start all over, butt naked with nothing. And I'll be looking really good in 3 to 4 days because I know how to talk that talk. I know how to carry myself. My parents raised me in such a way where I could do almost anything I need to do, So no, I've never been homeless. But a lot of people saw me doing comedy on Venice Beach. They saw when I won Star Search, I gave money to the homeless. They put 2 and 2 together and got 7. But I have never stood on a stage anywhere and said, I used to be homeless. I don't play that game. And I respect the homeless people too much to pretend that I used to be homeless so I can get y'all sympathy. I don't need nobody's sympathy. I ain't doing that, So no, I've never been homeless. But I came to California to be a millionaire. I was doing comedy in Venice Beach. I was doing comedy on State Street in Chicago. That's when I started. In 1985, I'm standing on the street doing jokes and passing my hat. And then people said, well, you can go to California. It's warm all year round. You could do your thing. Okay. When I came out there, I sold everything that wouldn't fit in my car. I had 1967 Buick LeSabre. I sold everything that wouldn't fit in my car. And I took that money and the money I had, and I drove to California so I could stand on Venice Beach and tell jokes because I knew nobody would hassle me, and they'd let me do it, right? That's what got me there. But I came there to be a millionaire. When I got there, and I saw so many of my brothers living in the street, eating out of garbage cans, so much homelessness and stuff that I saw, that I realized that it's not really about me. It's about me finding you. And I don't exist until I find my brother. And once I find my brother, then I'm at home. I finally found home. So instead of trying to be a human being, I'm attempting to be, instead of being a millionaire, I want to be a billionaire of being. I want to be the greatest human I could possibly be. So instead of trying to make a living, I want to live my making, and my making shall make my living. I just want to help people and do good and give back. And you know, because if I was thinking, if I had $100,000 at the time when I was doing that, I was on Venice Beach. And I was living in a one-room and rooming with a roomer. So I didn't have no money. I was making my money on Venice, and I was doing pretty good on Venice, but I lived in what they call an efficiency, or they call it a studio, any number of things, where everything was in one room except the toilet. That's how I was living when I got there. I could have easily taken that money and moved to a really nice hotel or a nice apartment or something, but I wasn't even thinking about that. All I was thinking when he asked me is, $100,000 is a lot of money to a fella like me, just coming from the streets of Chicago and making money on the beach. So I'll be fine with 50. How's it gonna hurt me to give 50 to the other people? But I didn't sit and calculate it. He asked a question that we didn't see coming, and I answered from my heart. And then I immediately followed it by giving that money. I didn't just talk about it. I was about it. You know, a lot of people talk about it, they don't want to be about it. And
then the check bounce.
Huh? No check bounce, nigga.
Right. No.
My first check I wrote, the first day I wrote $37,000 in checks to homeless organizations on the west side of Los Angeles. And let me tell you, for 6 months, my feet couldn't touch the ground. I was floating on air. Every place I went, it was the most loving, exhilarating feeling I've ever had. And ever since then, I've been a fiend for it, for helping other people, for helping homeless people, for trying to lift people up. I don't eat like a whole meal. If I'm at a fancy restaurant, as soon as they bring my meal, I say, give me a to-go box, and I separate it before I even eat. Because I don't want to give people food I picked all over. And I put a half on the side. First of all, it keeps me from being fat because, you know, my mama raised me in the Clean Plate Club. Y'all might be young now. Y'all don't remember that. But when I was coming up, it was the Clean Plate Club. You didn't get dessert unless you ate everything on your plate, which it taught you how to eat all your food, but at the same time, it taught people how to be fat. Because now people, instead of stop eating when they're through, when they're not hungry anymore, not even though they ain't hungry anymore, they keep eating because they've been trained to eat everything on the plate. And then they do that and they reward themselves. Well, I did it. Let me get some cheesecake. Now you 420 and trying to figure out what happened. So, but with me, I separate my meal in half, and then I love the mission of driving to find a homeless person to give it to. You know, and sometimes I'll even have them get an extra side, a hot side to put in right before I go out the door. Like maybe make the greens hot, or the mashed potatoes, make them really hot and put them in so when I give them a meal, they got a meal that's fresh. Ain't nobody picked over. I'm not going to bite off some shit and give it to you. And I always try to put, you know, $3, $4, $5 in the bag. It ain't a lot, but it's what I choose to give. But when you see their face, oh my God, wait, I got to show you something. I'm doing my 1 hour special, right? One of the things I'm doing on my 1 hour special is I'm giving away 1,986 bags to homeless people. Okay? Wait, talk to each other. I'm gonna grab the bag. Wait, I can't see this bag.
You all don't know who you got on this stage right now. If you are just tuning in watching, we got Michael Colyar spilling the tea. We have a clip for the man, the myth, the legend here today.
The latest thing about the shit that bothers me, now the police want to get off. They say they shouldn't have to go to trial because they didn't get a speedy trial, they've been violated. Let me tell you what pissed me off. Number one, you don't treat humans like that. But secondly, the only way you can do 100 miles an hour in a Hyundai is if you're going down a steep hill full of fat people with a heavy tailwind. That doesn't work. That's what I want to know. And any black man watch that and still driving, you're brave. You're goddamn brave. I'm scared to drive. I bought a fucking bus pass. I'm scared to drive. If I look in the rearview mirror and see the police can crack, one day I broke in my own fucking house. You hear me? I ain't going to look. I was halfway out the door. Like I do want to talk about Anybody here fucking besides me? Anybody else fucking? All right, one right now. I'm out of here. I'm history. I'm gone. Bye.
I don't know what happened to that coat. I love that coat.
It was a good coat. You
That
were
coat
sharp.
was so wonderful. I have no idea what happened to that coat.
Casket sharp, brother.
So
Casket.
when I did my special, this company made these bags. You see how big this bag is? We even had what's names in the bag. Macwear is the company. We even have backpacks in some of the bags. I gave it to one little white homeless dude, and he thanked me for backpack. He said, "Thank you for both backpacks, because this too will go on your back just like a backpack, and it ain't no small bag. So you can put all kind of stuff in this bag." You know, so when I gave it to the guy, actually it was a white boy and a white girl, and they had to be 20, 21 years old each. And all this stuff, everything they owned, they had with them in a shopping cart. So I gave them a bag, and then I went in the store. When I came back out there and emptied the bag, laid the stuff on the ground and just admired what they had gotten. They said, "Thank you for the bag. In fact, thank you for both of them," because there was also another bag in it, right? And I was to put a 10 in. I said, "You know what? It's two of y'all. Y'all need two bags." So I got them second bag, second $10 bill, and just to see the look on their face. And look, let me show you some of the stuff. Affleck just sent me 80 sweaters. And I put these sweaters in there, these beautiful, and they feel good too. It's just in time for winter. You know, you out in the street, you homeless. I always throw in a couple of these. They love these noodles. They don't need nothing but hot water. When you homeless and you got this and some hot water, I got socks in here, drawers. You don't even know how important socks and drawers are to somebody that's homeless. Come on, somebody. So what we do is we're giving away 1,986 of those bags, because I started on Venice Beach in 1986. Also, when we shot the 1 hour special, I collected money, as I always do out there, but then we went directly to the homeless shelter and gave them that money after we added $1,500 to it. So what we did is we took the money, put it all in one bag. Instead of giving them some big stupid ass cardboard check, we went right to the homeless shelter called the Midnight Mission, downtown LA. A brother is the CEO. I didn't even know that. And we came in and just poured the money on the table. And so we gave them directly the money that was given to us, you know, instead of cutting some silly check. Anyway, it's going to be a monumental special. This special is going to be so great when y'all see it, because it's healing people and it's truly funny. And ain't nobody seen nothing shot like this before. It's off the chain. Tia P did the rap music that opens it. I got an animation specialist that did a cold piece. Oh, it's butter. It's butter. Listen.
Mr. Why comedy? Comedy has opened so many doors. You have been doing this. You're not new to this. Why comedy? Why did you choose comedy to build your wealth versus everything else? Because you have an incredible mind. You could have done anything else. You had the drive.
Thank you, brother. I think because comedy is God, comedy is healing. See, comedy is God. Comedy is healing. Like, there are actual scientific experiments that have shown that you heal physically if you laugh. Now, I didn't calculate any of this. I started doing comedy because it was the best way to get my mama's attention. You know, my mama had 5 boys and a daddy who liked to sip a little bit. And when you raising 5 kids and you basically almost doing it on your own, not all the way, dad brought some of the money, but he didn't drink up, then you know, you don't have a whole lot of time for everybody. So I would get a lot of my mama's time because I would tell her jokes. She loved to laugh. And she would stop what she doing and listen to my jokes. And I would just learn all kind of jokes, Red Fox joke, any kind of little joke, you know, I could tell, you know, 4 Potatoes was out dancing. How could you tell which one was kind of loose? One of them kept saying, Idaho, Idaho. I mean, just any little joke. And she loved them. And my mama was easy. You know, I could tell her silly jokes. What did the pillow say when it fell off the bed? Sheet. You know, so she loved that. And I just had a penchant. I just had a penchant for being funny and finding funny in everything. But the ultimate reason is the reason that I didn't know until after I was doing it. And that is because it's healing. Because comedy is healing. If you can laugh through a thing, you can get through a thing. You know, we're going to have to laugh a lot. We got Trump's ass now. We're going to have to laugh a whole lot, you know. And on that whole Trump issue, I do want to say something. People had a chance to vote. Everybody had opportunity. I don't want no black person, no Hispanic saying to me, woe is me. We had a chance to vote that fool out. And 59% of Latinos gave their vote to Trump if he did everything but talk about their mama. He talked about them like they're their dogs. He locked their kids up in cages like they was animals. And some of them couldn't even see their kids for over a year. Didn't even know what their kids was. Yet they gave 59% of their vote to Trump, and Trump is already lining the door up and getting them the hell out of Dodge. And I'm really mad at the assassin. Supposed to be an assassin. What kind of damn assassin are you when you miss a big ass head like that? How can you miss Trump's head? Trump's head is so big it looks like furniture. How could you miss a head? You could have threw a rock. It don't make no sense. But the thing we have to understand is it is what it is. Y'all had a chance. And now you don't have him. The thing to do now is learn how to navigate the terrain that you're in. You can sit on the corner singing "Woe is me" and licking your wounds, or you can move forward. You know what I'm saying? We gonna still keep. I'm still pulling for Kamala. In fact, I voted for Kamala again yesterday. Kamala, yeah, I'm voting every day for her. I don't give a damn. Some people do it. Some people do it. They vote 5 or 6 times. Y'all don't think they stole this? Man, they stole this. But the Democrats are too decent to say it. His people, man, they lie, they cheat, they stab you in the back, talk about your mom. They got felonies, they do all that. And still, y'all made him president. So don't come crying to me. All you did is gave comedians a lot more work. I got a whole new hour concert I can do now based on that fool getting in office and us not doing our job to keep him out. You know, so God is great at the end of the day, no matter what.
Absolutely.
So,
go ahead, Karmea.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. So with you being in comedy and you being the legend that you are, what would you say that is your particular style, or how would you describe your style in comedy?
I don't know. I used to just say I do conscious comedy. Other people start saying it after me. But I think what I do is conscious comedy. I do the type of comedy that's going to make you think and feel as well as laugh. You know, if all you're doing is laughing when you walk away from my show, then I have failed. Okay, I need you to think about it. That's why I talked about pieces like racism. I had a monumental piece called The Basic Colored People's Routine. I have a huge piece on safe sex because when I started doing this, AIDS was raging. And at the time, they didn't do commercials for condoms. You couldn't get a commercial for condom on radio or TV because just the word condom seemed dirty to our society. But the truth of the matter is all you needed was one condom to save your life. But they wasn't doing it. So I would be out there with my routines, and I have a 3-pack of condom. I had a condom case. I had a 3-pack, a 6-pack, and a 12-pack. No, a 3-pack. No, I had a 6-pack, an 8-pack, and a 12-pack. 6-pack was for Hispanic brothers. That's making love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But off on Sunday.
Every day.
8-pack for black brothers. That's making love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and twice on Sunday. And of course, the 12-pack, that was for white guys. That was January, February, March. And in doing those kind of jokes, people who were suffering from AIDS, people who had friends die who thought they would never laugh again, were starting to laugh again. Because like I said, if you can laugh through a thing, you can get through a thing. I remember a lesbian woman coming to me after one show and thanking me for the laughter because she said her lover had died of AIDS 6 months earlier and she didn't think she'd ever laugh again. And she stood in that crowd, and before you know it, she was laughing at the very thing that is coming for us, you know? Because once again, if you can laugh through it, you can get through it. If you can't laugh through it, you're in trouble. One of my friends, I sent him a picture because, you know, I'm an addict. I did crack for 23 years. Now I have 15 years of pure sobriety. But as an addict, I sent him a picture. It's a picture that's online of the butt naked guy sitting in a lawn chair in the laundromat, right? He's staring. at the washing machine, in the laundromat, butt naked in a lawn chair, and it says, been staring at this TV for 3 days and still there's nothing on. You know? I think it's hilarious. But I sent it to a guy who's on crack, and he don't you ever send me nothing like that, man. You know, because he can't laugh at it. He can't laugh at it because he hasn't come through it yet. When you can get through the addiction, then you can laugh at it. When you get through your pain, you can laugh at it. And if you can't get through your pain, then laugh at it and watch it go away. How
did you get through it? How did you beat crack? Because that's a serious.
I beat it through God. G-O-D, baby. Good old God. That's how I did. I started talking to God on a regular basis. And let me say, anything you ask God for, God is going to give you. So that's why you need to be very careful what you say. Because almost everything you say is a prayer. You're saying it makes it a prayer. And you only want to say positive things. So I sought out the Lord. I sought out God, and I didn't know what to call him at the time. And I just was saying, just God, stop it. Help me stop. Come up with a way, a device. So I can't even do crack anymore. And then I started getting sick if I came around it. Like if I drove down, it's a certain street, I used to get my crack cocaine on Washington Boulevard, right off La Brea. After I did that prayer, if I drove down that street, my stomach would start bubbling up. We call that cocaine gas. My stomach started bubbling up. I started having little cocaine farts. I couldn't even go near it without getting ill. Because I ask God every day, just keep it away from me. Keep me away from the people, places, and things that have it. Don't let me be successful at acquiring it. Keep me away from it. And in time, it all went away, as did some people who I thought were friends. Because the people who get high with you are not your friends. They're your get high buddies. Once you don't get high with them no more, you no longer have a use in their lives. So they move on up the road. But let them bump it up the road like the one-legged man, because you need to be on a brand new path, a path of true freedom and joy and unfolding into your greater self. That's called G-O-D, baby. Good old God. I'm telling you right now, God can heal anything, fix anything, change anything, illuminate anything. Where there is God, there is no impossibility. Impossible is just a suggestion, because if God is there, you can do all of it. And I just ask. That's what happened. It's as simple as that. And a lot of people don't go to God and ask because they don't realize how simple it is. No, it's just that's too easy to be true. No, God designed life to be easy. He did not design it to be difficult. It's the humans that done that. It's the human messed that up. They the ones that take what's simple and, oh, that's too good to be true. But if it's God, good is the truth. Good is the center of all of it. All good things come from God. So if you really want to have wholeness in your life, you really have to seek the thing that created you and created you in the name of love. And you have to make clear your intentions, what you want from the universe, so the universe can give it to you, baby. You know? And you can either have clear set intentions, or you can be goofy and say stupid stuff, but they still become your intentions, because that goofy stuff is still the prayers you're putting out there. You know, I was arguing with someone today about they keep talking about how hard something is. It's so hard. It's just so hard. I said, yes, it's so hard because you keep saying that. You can only live the story that you tell. That's the only story you can live in your life, is a story of your life that you tell. So if you singing a story of woe is me, you're going to get more woe is me, because the universe does not do judgment, but the universe does expansion. So whatever you concentrate on, whatever you vibrate on, expands. It gets bigger. It grows. If you want love, you concentrate on love, and you'll get more love. You know, if you want art, if you think about art all day long, you'll become an artist. You'll start doing artful things. Whatever you're focused on, the universe don't do judgment. The universe don't say, well, he's just joking. The universe just goes by what you're sending out, what you set your intention. So set your intentions for joy. Set your intention for the truly great love in your life. Set your intention for success. But don't go around saying anything negative ever. If you knew the weight of a negative thought, you would never use one, not even one, because it really disables you. It breaks you down, because it gives you what you ask for. You ask for the negativity, and the universe says, there you go. You see a person kick his foot. God, every time I come through here, somebody put a chair there, and I kick my foot. Then you walk 4 more steps, you hit your knee. Ah, shit, I always hit my knee, because you're saying it. You keep bringing it to life. You driving around, man, I can't never find a parking place. I guarantee you won't find one. But if you drive in that same crowded lot and you say, man, God provides a parking space for me every time, a little old lady gonna be bagging up as you drive down the aisle, and your spot gonna be right there for you, because that's how the universe works.
That's
Universe works through love and light. The opposite is fear. See, every loving thought is real. Everything else is an appeal for healing.
true.
Anything that's not about love is just another way of you saying, I got a barnacle in my buttocks. Can you help me remove this? Okay. So follow love and follow God, and everything comes your way. So that's why I came to California to do my comedy. But I got there and I discovered my brothers, I discovered family. And so I started doing conscious comedy because I wasn't doing that. I was just telling jokes. I had learned from Red Fox. Red Fox albums. I'd be in my mama's basement, where I was living anyway, my grown ass, in my mama's basement, doing jokes over and over and over in the mirror by Red Fox until I could do them good enough to tell them, because I was inspired by Eddie Murphy, who in '84, he was everything. Yes, in entertainment, he was all of it. Not only did he have the #1 concert and video called Raw, he also had already done 48 Hours, Trading Places, and the first Beverly Hills Cops, and he single-handedly saved Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live was about to close their doors. They hired him as the star. They ain't closed their doors since. That was probably one of their best 5 or 6 years, was having Eddie Murphy there, and he could wear the hell out of a red leather suit. And he
I
got
was just
all
about to
that.
say that.
He got all that by telling jokes, and I've been telling jokes my whole life. I said, oh my God, I got to get out the mustard and catch up, and that's when I said I had to learn my stuff, and I went in the basement and learned jokes, but that's all I had was jokes, mostly Red Fox jokes. But I was on Venice Beach, California one day, and I'd done my show. I guess a homeless guy had watched it. He's dirty white boy, dirty, just dirt. He's almost black from his dirt, and his hands, everything about it. And he came to me and he said, Mr. Michael, you keep calling black people colored. Black people ain't colored. He said, black people the same color. Black people brown. When they born, they brown. When they sick, they brown. When they die. White people, when they born, they red. When they cold, they blue. When they mad, they pink. When they die, they take, damn your color people. And I took that one routine and did a whole routine called the Basic Colored People's Routine. And I would mess with somebody of every race. I start with Mexicans. You got any Mexicans? Ain't no Mexicans? Ain't no bus boys? Oh, there you go. There's Mexicans. Where y'all get all them damn oranges? Then I go from Mexicans to black people. I talk about their hair. I talk about white people thinking black people gonna steal their purse. And then I would tie it all up by saying, I'm joking about racism because racism is a joke, and I would break it down to them. And people, they weren't giving me coins anymore. They was giving me $20 bills, $50 bills, watches, chains, gold chains, because now I hit them in their heart. And when you hit them in their heart, they wallet pop out their pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they were breaking me off. So I started doing more conscious stuff. I started talking about my addiction. I was still an addict as I was talking about addiction, So I was learning and growing and getting paid all this. I guess you might call that on-the-job training. Anyway,
So you call yourself the king of Venice Beach. Why do you call?
I hope others call me that, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, you call others call you. You are known. You are known as the king of Venice Beach.
Right.
You have done some incredible work in Venice. I have another clip here. We have another clip here we want to play and share about the event's closed, but I'm sure you got other things. But let's play that.
Hey, family, it's your boy Michael Colyar, funniest man on the planet, and we doing Indiegogo, baby. Indiegogo. Go ahead. This is our 3rd campaign. Indiegogo 3. What is Indiegogo anyway? Let me tell you, magic. Hey fam, it didn't start in Venice. It started in Chicago, Illinois. I started doing comedy on State Street in Chicago in 1986, man. I would tell jokes and pass my hat, and I was the best on the street to watch me for an hour in the hot sun and then pay me. Oh, it was good. I even did a special out there for about 30 minutes on HBO. Go check it out. But it's going to be nothing like the one we about to do. This thing helped me create the show that's going to knock their socks off, baby. I didn't make myself the king. Y'all did it, and come on, let's do it, man. It's gonna be so good. I wish I was in the audience watching me. I can't do this without y'all. Let's go. I'm just finishing off my dinner. Go ahead.
You're fine.
You are great, sir. the king of Venice Beach is here on the Gentleman Style Podcast show. Sir, what do you have coming up? You've hinted to it. What's the next project? What's the next goal for you? You're an author. You've been in movies. You've done it all. How do you top the peak? You're not done. Clearly not.
I ain't made no money yet. I gotta make some money. That's when I top it all. When I get that moolah, but listen, I don't live for money. So since it wasn't the most important thing to me, I'm not stacked like that. I live really, really good. But some of my contemporaries are so rich, they grandkids ain't gonna never have to work. That's the kind of wealth I'd like to have eventually. But I really love my life. And so it always rewards me in so many ways. God just gave me the perfect wife. I have wonderful health. I'm 67. I bet you I can outrun you, bro. I'm 67.
You can.
And I get more energy than anything because it's love and it's God. So there's so much stuff coming up for me. I did that special. That tape you showed was me setting up to ask people to help me raise money so I can do my Venice Beach special. And like I told you earlier, I raised that money and then some. So we shot the special. We editing it now. My first book out there was my first book I did was about Barack Obama. It's called Funny Thing Happened. On the way to White House, I knocked on the door and a brother answered. And that's still at Amazon, where my new book is called Lil Bobby White. It's about a little, I call it Bobby White, but the kids are black. Yeah. Because it's not about the color, it's about the story. And the story is a story of a kid who always wins because he always chooses to do the right thing. Now you can get this on Amazon right now. It ain't but $15 on Amazon. And if you give them an extra $2, they bring it to your house tonight. And if you look at the artwork is off the chain. It's by a beautiful gentleman named DeMar Douglas. DeMar Douglas, you'll probably know his work. It's a famous picture of Kaepernick. And his hair, his afro looks like a big old fist. Are you familiar with that picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This artist is the artist who created that. This artist is off the chain. But the story is a story that we don't tell no more. It's a story about being good for goodness sake. We don't teach our kids that no more. We don't teach our kids anything. We give them a device and we sit them in a corner. And then we come back 8 years later and we don't know why they calling us bad names and rolling up joints in our house and walking around with pistols and things, because we're forgetting our main responsibility is to be good stewards. And the best steward is a good parent. We got to be parents to our kids, or other things and entities will be parents to them for us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with real mother and father looking out for them, watching their back, care about how they raise, they ain't let them go out the house with their pants hanging off their behind and big old drawers fluffed up. They not walking down the street calling people MFs and starting fights. And I mean, look at all these ridiculous, idiotic fights that we watch online every day, 30, 40. And it's mostly black people we're seeing. White people are doing it too. But mostly black people we're seeing, that's what they're showing. And they're showing, look at them niggas. Them niggas ain't gonna never do the right thing. They always gonna fight no matter what happened. We done gave them this, we done gave them that, and they still gonna do it. And none of that is true what they're saying, but it's the picture we're portraying. I every time I look at those pictures, I say, who are those people's parents? Because you can look at some people and tell they didn't have no parent. Look at them up. No, you can tell he ain't had no parent by the way they carry themselves. So we got to get back to parenting. It's important. Everything is about the family anyway. Our whole society is in trouble like it is because there's no longer a family structure. Most of the families don't even have two parents, and the one parent is now having to do two jobs to take them for the work for the other parent, so they're not there for the kid. So the kid is getting raised by TV or them niggas on the corner, So we got to get back to our responsibility. We got to get back to showing children the way. We got to get back to raising adults. Too many of us are raising kids or letting them raise themselves. They get away with anything. They can say anything. Parents scared to talk to them. You can call 911 on me. Let me tell you something. My mama wish the hell you would call now. My mama hand you the phone. I'm calling 911. Here, go on, boy. Go on. My mama wish you would. And she was only 5 foot. She wished the hell you would, because she said you're going to make 2 calls because you're going to need to call the ambulance too. So go on, make your little call. And I'd be like, you play too much, mama. So
I ain't even trying it. You ain't even gonna try. You scared.
And did I even answer your question? I just be rambling.
You good. Michael Colyar.
So you was asking me what's coming up. So this book is very important. I need to sell 1 million copies of this, and I can finally get that money I want. It ain't cost me $15. I'm trying to get it to everybody who's like really powerful and responsible and can help get books out. If y'all know how I can reach Oprah, if y'all know how I can reach I even talked to Stedman. If I could reach Gail King, anybody who could bring it to the public and let them know a story that needs to be told out here is being told a very beautiful, delicious way. And it's inexpensive. One brother Joseph Dove. I love brother Joseph Dove. He is a dentist in Memphis, Tennessee. When I did the Barack Obama book, he would buy these by the box. And he would give one to every child whose teeth he does, and they would have to do a 3-page essay on Barack Obama based on the book, okay? Whew. So now what he just did is he just bought 30 books and gave them to all the kids in this spelling bee. I mean, that blows my mind, you know. And right now they're trying to stop black education anyway. They're trying to take black studies out of schools. They're trying to do all that kind of stuff. So we have to fight harder than ever to keep the knowledge of who we are as a people alive and well.
Is that what inspired you to write the book?
I don't know if anything inspired me to write the book. One day I was sitting down, I said, Little Bobby White is out of sight. And the book started writing itself. And before I was done with the book, I realized that it's telling very powerful stories about doing the right thing. Like sometimes climbing up that mountain is hard. But you see what the mountain is? The mountain is what is right. But that's a mountain. That's a mountain you got to climb, you know. It's about helping people. It's about loving people, you know. It's about keeping God first, and it's about the differences in ourselves and knowing that we can work together. No, I don't even know what the inspiration was, but I know I love it. I know it came out beautifully. I wrote the words, and then when DeMar Douglas came back with the artwork, I was almost in tears the first time I saw it. It's a beautiful book, and no matter who I hand one to, they lose it. They go, oh my God, white, black, Hispanic, they love this book. So I just now need to get to a bigger crowd to figure out how can I sell the most amount of these books as I can. And Christmas is coming. People should be buying these like crazy. It's a wonderful Christmas gift for your kid. Plus, we should be teaching our children to read anyway. Too many of our children don't read no more. They just they like this all day. All day long.
Yep, phone stuck to the forehead.
If I could figure out a harness, where you could just clip your phone in and you have to
millions.
You just walk away all day. I would make $1 billion, bro.
You make millions.
You know, so that's one of the projects that's coming up. Within the next 2 months, we'll be announcing where it will be because we're still editing the special. But also, I just shot a sitcom that's going to run on a faith-based network called Impact. Have you heard of Impact?
Not yet.
Impact is a network in Detroit. There's a comedian named Brandon T. Jackson. You ever heard of him?
I forgive me.
Brandon T. is a young comedian. He was in this movie called Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
He's the only black guy in there. He's the only black guy. And then who the guy who just played? He just played Charlie Chaplin. Robert Downey Jr. was in it, and he played a black man who actually used blackface in it and played a black man. It was very controversial, Tropic Thunder, but it was very funny. It was all about weed. But Brandon was he's a pretty funny comedian, a well-recognized comedian. But his daddy's a big minister. I think he might even be a deacon. I know he's a deacon, but he might even be a bishop in Detroit. He has a big church in Detroit. So he has a faith-based network called Impact Entertainment. It's really got some great shows on it. So I just shot 6 episodes. First time I've been a star in a sitcom. I've been doing this 39 years. So I'm the star. It's called Highly Favored. You know how people say, how you doing when you say I'm blessed and highly favored?
Yes, sir.
It's called Highly Favored. I'm the bishop. I'm the pastor. I'm not a bishop, but I'm the pastor. Yes, they made the heathen a pastor. Yes, so I'm the pastor. My deacon is Rodney Perry. My wife is Kiki Shepard. Melanie Camacho is one of the church ladies. When I tell you it is hilarious, it is clean, it's family fare. Oh, it is awesome. It's awesome. And it's just called Highly Favored. So that's being released. I don't know when, but we just shot it like a month ago. We threw editing it. So it should be coming soon. You know the book is out. The main thing is my morning show. Please, everybody, subscribe to the Michael Colyar Morning Show. And that's all you gotta do on YouTube. You put that in, it pop up, subscribe to it. We do 5 days a week. Every day I do the show, even if I'm with the airplane or even if I'm moving to another city, I can't get there, we do a show. And every morning we have a comedian on the show. Almost every day we have vocalists on the show. Every day we have somebody interesting from the community. And every day we pray. So I want to create a show where every morning you start your day with laughter and prayer. If you start your day with laughter and prayer, you create a force field of positivity around you that no BS can penetrate. And that's our purpose for that show. Like we did 987 shows right now. December 10th, I really want everybody to focus in December 10th because that's going to be our 1,000th show. I started this one when COVID was going and people was crying. And then nobody had no place to laugh. And then I was doing it 7 days a week and doing it myself. Now I have a team. I got 2 co-hosts. We do it 5 days a week. We got different segments. It's really off the chain. We got gifts. We give stuff away. You can win stuff. In fact, tomorrow, although I don't know when you're running this, but tomorrow on my show, we're giving away the Love Package, which is actually all 4 of the books. So it's both of the children books. Then I have an awesome poetry book called Miss Innocent Goes to Cool School and Other Silly Stuff, a poetry book for adult children. And then I have a 4th book, which is purely motivational. It's motivation from a comedic point of view, and it's called Michael Goes Motivational. So tomorrow, if you watch the show, I'm giving away a love pack to somebody, and that's going to be all 4 of the books. I might slip a $20 bill in one of the books. I do that sometimes. Surprise people because I want you to really read them, you know? And so I'm doing that, but I have so many projects coming, but those are the main ones. Watch me every day on the Michael Colyar Morning Show, and I'll tell you all the stuff I'm doing. So if people watch the show, they know where to find me. They know what concerts. Like I just did a smoking concert Saturday night at the Detroit Opera House. First of all, thank you, God. Thank you, God. We must walk with an attitude of gratitude. You know, God let me host this show at the Opera House in Detroit. I didn't know Detroit had an opera house. I'm hosting the show. Lenny Williams. Oh. I love you. I thought that's all he had. That boy dropped about 4 cold songs. They were off the chain. I didn't know those was his. He ripped the joint. 4,000 people packed in. You couldn't get another person in if you put your foot in their back and shoved them in. Then the feature comes on, the Dramatics. 18 people, 6 singers with a band, the horn line, and black people. They get up in Detroit and they are all in the aisle dancing and moving with it. And then here come the headliner, Jeffrey Osborne. I'm thinking he's coming from the stage. It's a commotion from the back of the room. He come from the back of the room, dancing and singing. That boy, him and Charlie Wilson. They both still think they teenagers. They work harder than anybody in the entire show. I swear to God. When you get through watching them, you tired from watching them. They got so much in it. That dude is so awesome. So the show is fantastic. But I'm blessed like that with shows almost every weekend. I'm somewhere. That's why you can go to my very sexy webpage, therealmichaelcolyar.com, and they'll tell you all the places because we notate every place I'm going to. So if you don't know when I'm coming to your city, you can go there. If you want to buy any of the merchandise, I have all type of merchandise, you can go there. If you want to hire me, I am hireable. Yes, I do weddings, divorces, Passover, hangover. I do a party. I do a party in a phone booth if you promise to call. And I take green step, food step, Canadian money. I take the bus transfer. So I'm still working all the time. I do a lot. I'm getting more and more church work. Now that's what's blowing my mind. Because I think I'm a heathen, and more churches are calling me to the pulpit. Some to perform and some to actually speak words of God to the people. And I'm loving that. I'm loving that a lot, you know. And all I could do is continue to live as I live, trusting God with everything, honoring my queen with everything, and trying to be a decent human being. That's all. We could just try to be the best person we could be. If we could do that and cause no harm to others, it's gonna be okay world, man. It's gonna be cool. Meanwhile, I'm having the fun of my life, bro. Every single day, all I do is what I love to do, and people pay me for it. And I'm in love with the greatest woman. Oh, my Sonia. I gotta show you my wife. Oh, you put her up. You did the thing. She's everything. I be telling strangers, and they be like, "Well, why you telling me?" I say, "Shit, I'm telling everybody." You understand? Because I've never known such a love. I've never known such freedom and greatness as a person. And it all comes. She was the final thing. She was
What
the.
did
I mean,
what
huh?
did you have to change about yourself in order to prepare yourself for your queen? Is there
Yes.
something about you that you had to become
No,
in
all
order?
I had to do is get rid of that other thing that was latched onto my shoe. Once I wiped that off my foot, I was ready to go. Because that last relationship was so bad, I had to smudge my house. You ever smudge? Y'all know smudging?
Yes.
You know
Yes.
smudging. Okay.
Yes.
So, Brother Marcus, smudging is when you take
Sage.
sage,
White
the
sage.
plant sage. It's tied together and you burn it. And you burn
Yes.
it through your house and you go to every corner of your house and let the smoke
Yep.
lift. And it gets any spirits, any energies
Hmm.
out of your house that's not
Open your
positive. Well,
doors and your windows. Go ahead and
now I've only
smudge.
heard of it. I see you know it. You know it, Karmea. Let me tell you
Hmm.
something. I'd never even really paid any attention to it. It was my ex who was into it. And I knew about it. But when she got out of here, my energy in here was so funky. I said, I'm burning this sage. And
Yep.
I'm thinking, well, if I burn this sage in 2-3 days, everything will be all right. I'm talking about 5 minutes, brother.
Yeah.
5 minutes after I
That
burned
quick?
that sage, I felt different. My house felt different. My body lifted.
Yes.
Energy and light came from me, man. Because
It
that
clears the
stuff
energy.
was out of my house. All that negative energy was gone. And then
Hmm.
I started working like crazy. All of a sudden, I was getting jobs from everywhere. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm sitting smack dab in the middle of my dream. I'm doing everything I've ever wanted to do. I've always wanted to do a 1 hour special. I've been in the business 39 years and never had one. Them boys ain't calling me and giving me one. I had to go do my own. But I finally got it. And it's done. It's in the can. I got my 4th book out. I started my series. I got a new Christmas show coming out December 12th, Off the Chain. It's a movie called Too Many Christmas, where Jackie is my wife. I mean, I'm doing everything I want to do. And then my goddess walks in. On top of everything else, the queen of my soul, the woman I've been looking for an eternity. Before I came on this planet, I was looking for her. And she just walked in my life, but she didn't show up till I quit looking. I gave up on relationships. I said, I ain't doing no more. As soon as I quit, the one that was for me walked right over and said, come on, daddy, let's go. And my life is heaven on earth. Yeah, my life is heaven on earth. I don't do nothing
Black
but think
man in
about her.
love.
Yes,
Love to
sir.
see it.
Yes, sir. So deeply in love. So deeply in love. This one can destroy me if she wants to, because I will give her everything. She deserves everything, and I'm going to get it for her. You'll see. You'll see.
Absolutely.
I love her, man. And she makes everything else make sense.
Yeah.
Before, I was just grinding and hustling. Now it all makes sense, man. It's all come together. It's a
You have
beautiful
a
thing.
reason for the grind.
Yes, sir.
There's
God
a
is great.
purpose.
Where you from, Marcus?
I'm from the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, beautiful island. Shout out to my island. They'll kill me
Excuse
if I
me,
did.
sir.
You
I
were
just
just
got
there.
Yeah,
and got
yeah,
chewed the
we
hell up in
heard.
St. Croix. St. Croix, them sand ants treated both my legs like a buffet. It took me 5 days to get all that itching and scratching out. I didn't know what the hell hit me. And I didn't know it while I was there. While I was there, I didn't feel a thing. 3 days later, I'm in a suite in Detroit. And I'm getting chewed up. I'm tearing this bed up because I'm looking for bed bugs. Wasn't no bed bugs. I don't even know what was chewing me. Ate my butt up. But
I've
no, my
never
wife
heard
and
of
I,
that before. Never
of
heard
the
of that before.
of
It's
the
Sand
sand
different.
ants?
of sand fleas.
Marcus, really? You wasn't gonna
Our,
tell me?
we got different stuff. He
What kind of
experienced.
breed?
So I don't have the clip. I wish I did. Michael Colyar went to St. Croix. He did a clip coming out. The lights went off, and he comes out. Whopper, your mother's. He just killed it.
You know
He
about them, your mother Scott?
He killed
because they
that.
told me that was the name of the company that handles the power, and their power is always going off. And one of the guys was sitting in the room. I came right in and went off on him. Wait a second. Wait. How the hell you know you're in St. Croix now?
I'm not. I'm in Virginia. I wish.
Oh, but how did you know about that show, about me coming out and doing that?
Because I just left. I just missed your show. I was on the island for another podcast
and they told
event,
you I did it.
and they told you, and then they played the clip, and you was on the radio with 103 Row FM.
Oh, I love the radio shows. Y'all radio stations, they are off the chain. I had so much fun with them, man. And I give a shout out to John, who brought me there. I can't think of John's last name, who brought me there. Such a wonderful man. And, we did St. Thomas first. So we did the concert in St. Thomas. Then we got on a plane about the size of my refrigerator, okay?
Nah.
and
seaplane.
Karmea, the plane was in the water, girl. So
Seaplane.
you got to get in a plane that's on the water doing this. It's sitting on the water doing this. You got to hold the plane still, clam into the plane, and then when it lands on water. And right before it hit the water, there's an alarm. So it goes beep and slams on the water. I'm not going to say I was nervous, but just a little bit.
That sounds like a heart monitor. I don't need to be on there.
Came out. I can tell you that. Just a little bit of pee came out when I hit that water. Pow, like that. I was like, oh, my Lord. But we had the time of our lives. Both of the shows were sold out. It was so much fun. Me and my wife had just a great 5 days in the Caribbean. It was really pretty wonderful. So you come from a good place, brother. I love St. Croix. And St. Thomas, I've been going to St. Thomas for 30 years, brother. I love St. Thomas. Yeah.
I think you're one of the biggest celebrities that do come to the island. So I appreciate you, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody kind of overlooks us. They overlook us, and then the last celebrity we had came, did a concert, took our money, and then left, and then talked smack about the island. So I appreciate you, brother.
Oh gosh. Well, I wish he had walked into them sand fleas. He'd have had something to talk about. Oh my God. But no, life is great, and it's what you make it. Absolutely. It's really what you make it. If people are walking around complaining and stuff, that's what they're choosing, man. You can choose joy. You can choose joy every single solitary time, no matter what. And you know that's going to be fortified and ensured by the Lord. And when you can never go wrong being positive and kind. No way you can fail at that. Yeah. So what else y'all want? You knew we couldn't do no 45 minutes. Y'all talk too much.
Mr. Colyar, you are phenomenal. You're my hero. I've grew up with you in Def Comedy Jam.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And we gotta get you out there. We're gonna get you out there. Thank you for making time and giving back to us. You've dropped so many nuggets this episode.
Thank you.
If you had one more nugget in the hat to that young man, that young girl whose back is against the wall, they want to give up. They're done. They're fed up because we're not doing well, especially after COVID. What would you say to them right now, right here?
I would say do God. And people don't want to unless they've already been indoctrinated in it in some type of way. There's a new guy I'm talking to now who says he's a Satanist. And he said, I'm not a Satanist. I just, I don't believe in God. That's white man God. Try to control black people. So his plate says Satan won. Satan won. And so I'm like, well, nigga, you can't come in my house. First of all, we don't lie. I saw a movie a long time ago called Fright Night. Welcome to Fright Night. And they let the vampire in. The vampire can't come in your house unless you invite him, And I realized that guy had stepped in my house the other day. And I said, no, he can't come in my house no more. You want to only be around OQP, baby. Only quality people. We all got too many negative, backstabbing, doubting people around us. You need to get rid of some of them, your family members. Sometimes one of the worst people in your life is a damn family member. You still got to love them, but you love them from afar. Get rid of OQP. Keep God first and you can do anything. If your back is up against the wall, if you don't know what to do, pray. Praying is easy and there is no specific way to pray. People are like, well, as long as you pray right, there's no such thing as praying wrong. Prayer is prayer. If you talk to the Holy Spirit enacts you. It reacts to you. It connects with you. It helps you. It heals you. It gives you the things you're asking for. That's why the Holy Spirit is here. God is here to make your life joyful and fun and light. People talk about, I just want to beg the Lord for forgiveness. God ain't never been mad at you. What are you gonna be mad at you about? Do you think you possibly could have done something that God didn't know you was gonna do?
Facts. Big facts.
I'm sorry, that's my wife trying to call me now. And
Oh.
so on on StreamYard, if someby calls you, it knocks you off the program. As soon as I
We
saw
know.
it
We
come
know.
up though, I hit the button real quick. She gonna do it again. Yeah, 'cause I tell everybody who works with me, you always call twice.
Yes, sir.
Always. See, if you call once, if people ain't want to be bothered, they won't even be bothered. But if you call right back, they go, well, who is this? Keep calling. Let me see. Secondly, a lot of people have do not disturbs on their phone. But if you call right back immediately, it knocks
Yep.
the do not disturb off. So always call twice. So more than likely, she's going to call again before we get off of here, because, she knows.
So
I
before
love
she
it.
calls, one more time, how can people connect? How can people join this movement?
Wait, let me finish the story. You got to
Okay.
pray. That's all I'm saying. Any of you guys in trouble, your back is against the wall, turn to God. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from people who want you to be around drugs, weapons, and lewd lasciviousness. Stay away from that, man. The right is right. Try to be right. Try to be correct. Try to be happy. Try to be joyful. Do things that empower you and help you unfold. If you don't know what to do, talk to your parents. Kids don't even talk to their parents no more. Talk to dad. Dad, I can't take it no more. I'm up against the wall. What did you do? What can I do? Reach out to your parents, man. That's what they're there for. They are your support system. To ignore them is to ignore your own benefits, your own health, your own justice in life. You got to be able to reach out to somebody. I say go with God. But if you do God and your parents, dude, you're going to be cooking with oil. Ain't going to be nothing you can do. You're going to start walking on water and making wine out of water and flying through the air. Once you get focused and clear, it's about your parents, it's about your God, and it's about you. Just hold on to those things, man. Everything's about family and God. You get that down, everything else take care of itself. And if you really messed up out there and you're a young fella, just DM me. I'm on Instagram. It's Michael Colyar, Colyar, and I answer every one of my DMs personally. All you gotta do is DM me and say, Mike, I'm in a bad spot. Talk to me. Tell me what I can do. Give me some guidance. Also, if you want to come on my show, if you want to come on the Mike Colyar Morning Show and perform, DM me. Just go to my DM and say, this is what my name is, this is what I do, and this is my phone number. And I'm gonna personally call you and tell you what you need to do to get on the show. We're gonna get you on, man. Because we want you on. I still got to do 5 shows a week, every week. That's a minimum of 6 guests per show. That's 30 people I need per week, every week. So if you think you got some talent, you think you got some skill, or you have something to talk about. Like I got one brother come on my show. He's got a book called Niggerable Offenses. Niggerable Offenses. Are you such a nigger that you did this offense? It's a niggerable. Like for me, if you black and you voted for Trump, that's a niggerable offense. 2 points.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and finally, if you're young, get back to believing in yourself. Everything you need to know and everything you need to do is within you. Happiness, joy, success, that's all an inside job, baby. If you kill the demons inside, the demons outside does not exist. That's what I would have. That's what I leave you with. And if that don't work, I'll pull a knife. I'll cut you. Don't make me cut you. I'm sorry. I didn't get my nap. When you're 67, if you don't get that afternoon nap, you cry like you was in grade school.
It's true. I need that nap now. I'm right there with you, Mr. Colyar.
I appreciate you. I invite all your people to go to Michael Colyar Morning Show on YouTube. Subscribe. I invite you to watch us on Wednesday nights. In fact, I didn't do my show tonight because I did it with you. Shit. I do a show every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock with my wife for 15 minutes. It's called 15 Minutes with Me and My Wife. And that's why she calling now. Because we just get on and talk about what it's like to love each other like we love each other. And it's only 15 minutes and we out of there. So we missed it, but we missed it for a damn fine cause, sir. Thank you, and thank you, Karmea. I appreciate you both so much. If there's anything I can ever do for you, reach out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much for coming through and
just do me a favor.
Giving us.
Yes, sir.
On my show, every time a guest leaves, they say, woo, woo, woo. Can you give us a woo, woo, woo?
Woo, woo, woo.
I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me be on y'all fabulous show. God bless you real good. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
See y'all later. Be
Yes,
blessed.
All right, thank you so much.
Be blessed. See you now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do, 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 do.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I hope that message was helpful. Karmea, you got anything for our audience?
That was an amazing show. It was a blessing as well as a wonderful gift to have him on the show. And as he said, it's all in the power of the tongue. You get what you speak. So, hey, that's straight to the point. I make it a point even for myself to be careful what I say and what I put out, because what I put out is what I'm going to get back.
Facts. That's powerful. Michael Colyar, y'all, changing the world, changing the game of comedy, conscious comedy, like he shared earlier, and love, black love. We love to see it. We love to see it. He's happy, y'all. He's truly, truly happy. So get out there. It's not too late. You're not too late. 67, the man looked great. Super, super powerful. We got to go, y'all. We got to let y'all go. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this message was helpful. We hope this message was powerful and impactful and inspiring for you to get going and change the world. You can do it. We believe in you. Get out there. Like we end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and
Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle.
signing off. We love you guys. Bye.